Hello, hobby friends. Are you looking for something to do next weekend? Look no further. September 6th at 6 p.m. We're going to be kicking off 40 hours of 40K right here in Edmonton, hosted at Taps Games. The following segment, I get to chat with JP, the man behind 40 Hours of 40K Canada. We talk a little bit about the event, a little bit about the charity, and all the different ways you as a player and a donator can win swag and prizes. Hope to see you there. Hey everybody, welcome back to Trident Wargaming. You are joined by myself, Bill, if you haven't tuned in for a little while, and I am with the man himself, the owner-operator of Garville Studios and the face behind 40 Hours of 40K Canada, Mr. JP. How are you doing, JP?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. Thanks for having me again for our second annual meet.
Absolutely. So, 40 Hours 40K, we wanted to take a chance to let everybody know out there about this awesome event for a great cause. Essentially, we're running 40 Hours of 40K again this year. It is going to be local here in Edmonton at Taps Games, which is pretty legit venue. It's going to be, I think, pretty good overall. Like the venue can't get a better spot for. And obviously all the little extra goodies waiting for all the players that sign up is it's going to be excellent. I think this year will definitely be knocking it out of the park. So.
Yeah, we have so much more prizes and sponsors this year as well, and a lot more involvement from players that were not part of us next year as in the trenches as it is this year. So super exciting about that. There's going to be a lot. Plus, we have that kind of came like last minute, but Warhammer, like that pretty famous podcast from Calgary, are going to come up for the event and do a little something for us while they're there. They'll do some live streaming and stuff like that, and they'll have a couple initiatives to raise more money as well for the charity. I know that. One of the main guy has a couple armies that he'd like to auction, so we'll try this as well as a concurrent activity for the event, where we'll be auctioning other armies, and all the proceeds will go like 50-50, go to the guy and go to the charity kind of thing. So just another way to raise money, which is great. Red Claw also donated like another army, like an ADMEC army, fully built and somewhat painted in good shape. I might as well try to auction that as well, see how much, if we can get a couple $100 for it, that's even better. It goes towards the charity, and somebody gets one of the most expensive army to collect at a bargain price.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And anything that we can do to have more money going for the charity, obviously, is a wonderful thing.
It's a good thing, yeah. Like, it'd be nice to be able to reach our objective this year as well, which is $12,000. We raised 13 last year, but that was a bit of a fluke. Like one of our bigger benefactor dumped like $3,000 at the end of the event just to make sure we reach our 10 grand. So I don't see that happening this year. But yeah, absolutely. There's a lot more going on this year, and that's why we have a bit more of a steeper entry level for this year event. I mean, if we want to become legit, you have to give more. In order to be able to charge more. And that's why we did the custom-made dice, custom objective markers, and a bunch of other things, like custom lanyards that I got made for the charity as well, like nameplates and stuff, all the trophies, and add-ons, just to make it even more of a fun event for the players involved. More than just like, hey, give us some money for fundraising, but here's some stuff that is unique and special and that we've never done before that you can take home with you and enjoy throughout the year after that, especially when it comes to dice and objective markers.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot more grand in scale, just with what is being offered, which is really nice.
And that's why we pumped the price up to $50, just so that we can actually try to recoup a part of the cost that was involved with providing more value to the players, besides just like them showing up and high fives, you know?
Yep. Yep, for sure. Makes sense. For anyone not, I guess, up to date or familiar with 40 Hours of 40K, the way we end up facilitating this is it is 10 rounds of Warhammer 40K. It is 4-hour rounds, makes it really easy. We play over 2 nights, and then our friends over in UK they're also playing, and we're kind of going to be doing like the stream back and forth. So while it's lively for us, you know, we'll be streaming. While it's lively down there for them, they'll be streaming, and it just keeps a constant flow of entertainment for everyone watching and participating. So yeah, 10 rounds. We have teams from around Alberta and outside of Alberta as well, pretty much coming down, plunking in players into time slots. I've been sharing a lot of stuff with team captains, so spreadsheet where they pretty much get to populate with their players. So everyone's got a time slot. Everyone knows who's showing up or who to expect. This should make it a little bit easier for coordinating for everybody, which is nice. And then we're going to be playing and just grueling it out in these games. It should be a whole lot of fun. There's a lot of prizing that's directed around team, the whole team build. So there's, you know, going to be lots of opportunity for people to win prizes and swag. From here, another way that we are going to be raising money, and we had it in the players pack. I'm just going to pull it up here. Is going to be rerolls for the battle rounds. So like our first round, an extra CP reroll is going to start out at $2 and it's going to double, and then we'll restart it again for round 2 and just keep building it up. So, you know, by the time you are getting up there in some big numbers, you could have a $32 reroll, but you know that might make or break your game. So it's always kind of fun to add that as an extra way for us to be able to donate to the charity. And
yeah, I think that's a phenomenal like initiative, like to be able to pay a bit of money, just, and again, all the money goes towards the charity. It doesn't go into like JP's pocket or the store's pocket. It's just a way to make people, well, kind of maybe mess around with other people's game, or maybe improve their dice roll, which is always tricky. And then, I mean, last year we didn't really care about first, second, third place, but I think this year we'll make it a bit more significant, so that people that does finish first, well, they end up with like some honors and some bragging rights as well. And that's why we wanted to have the whole like captaincies, like taking care of their players, make sure they show up on time, and we don't swamp BCP with just like a million different entries and just one guy for the team per se.
Yeah, that's the big thing. The way that we're going to be doing the BCP, we'll just have our strict teams. Last time we did it on, or it'll be like the team captain will be representing. Last time we did it based on teams, but because some teams had multiple people playing or they weren't showing, we had to go through BCP and enter every pairing, which sometimes there was 10 for a team versus team. Yep. And because of the Wi-Fi, like, you know, that poor little iPad I brought was just cooking, and it took a while to be able to set up in between rounds. So we're going to simplify that, make it a little bit easier, which obviously makes it good.
Definitely want to have like a smoother transition between games so that guys can just get right at it, you know? Yeah. That's the whole point. We want to make sure that it runs as smoothly as possible. Yeah. And then we're also learning from last year's like strength and weaknesses. Like we've identified quite a few of those last year, and I think we've remedied for most of them. Yeah. There'll definitely going to be a bit more adjustment for next year as well. But now that we have some ground, like foundation for like the dice design and the objective markers and this and that, like next year, like if there's leftovers, we can always use that for next year as well. So it's not a total write-off for the studio.
For sure. It'll be great. It will be great.
Yeah. Do you have, what's the latest on registration? Last time I spoke with you was like 36 or something?
Yeah, I do believe we will be at, now, let me pull this up here. I think we're at 40 overall.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
we'll be at 40 as of today, so that's pretty sweet.
And we can sustain double that easily, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can.
Okay.
We can
So bring your
handle a
friends.
lot.
Let's go, everybody. It's for a good cause. Even if it's just for one game, you throw your hat in the ring, you get some sweet dice and objective marker, and then you got a chance to win a badass, professionally painted army, plus a slew of different prizes. Like, it's insane the amount of prizes that Fenris Workshop sent us. Red Claw, obviously, Taps are going to inject more prizes because it's their event, quote unquote. Like, that's the one hosting it. And then Chronicle Cards gave us a bunch of brushes during GameCon. Like, we have a lot going on. Lots. So it's not just going to be like that $5 that you want to put in towards this can go a long way, because there's going to be a lot of ways to win. So that's kind of neat.
Absolutely. Yeah. Overall, we've got 9 teams registered right now, so it should be quite fun to see how everything shakes out. I do know there was another team that was going to jump in too, so we should round out at the end for a full 10 teams, which should be really nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I know a couple guys from Calgary are coming up. I'm not sure if they're registered yet or not. So that's something I need to check on my side with Bloodbath and Beyond, like that team from Calgary. That some of them are painters for the charity as well. I know their intent was to come over and have a little play with us. It'd be really cool to have people start like traveling for this event, like, and that's where we want to see this grow, so that we can eventually be like our own little mini LVO, quote unquote, in Canada, because we don't have any big event like that is worth mentioning, unfortunately. So the goal is to grow so that we can do that, and then be this big gathering of like vendors and gamers, and do some really cool ways to raise money and awareness to men's mental health and suicide prevention.
Absolutely. And for anyone listening and watching, obviously, as we are now on YouTube specifically, we're going to have all the info attached into the description of the episode. So if you are looking to even just simply donate, you'll be able to do that based on the links we have. So
yeah, and once again, I like to stress this again, like 40 Hours 40K Canada is the initiative to raise the awareness through Heads Up Guys. So if you want to donate and you're like, well, who the hell is 40 Hours 40K? They're not even a registered charity. Correct. However, Heads Up Guys is a registered charity, and they're the one handling all the money. They'll be the one sending you tax receipts. Whether you give $100, $1,000, or $5,000, it doesn't matter. They'll be the one doing all the handling on the legal side of things, so that you can claim that on your taxes. So a lot of people, and I know last year especially, they were like wondering, like, oh, who's sending me the tax receipts? Well, it's not JP, that's for sure. We're not a charity yet. I mean, maybe it's in the future, but right now, Heads Up Guys is doing everything. So it is above board when it comes to the logistic and the handling of the money, so people can feel safe in donating. It goes for a great cause, and I think again this year we might have some Heads Up Guys representative to come to the event and then talk to people about what they're doing and how they're helping men in our communities.
Absolutely. No, that'll be great. I definitely look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Hopefully they can make it. I know last year Brad made it and it was fantastic. We're trying to get Dr. John this time around, which is the guy that heads the Heads Up Guys. It'd be nice to have a couple words with this gentleman about the impact that we're having by raising all that money. I know like Heads Up Guys they were over the moon when we gave them like a $13,000 check at the end of the day. They were pretty impressed by that, considering we're just a pretty small outfit. Like I'm just a dude. It's like all the other players showing up for this event. We're just random dudes and dudettes that just want to roll some dice, and then if we can roll dice and then raise awareness and money, well, so be it. It's even better. So yeah. I'd like for this to grow exponentially, if possible.
Absolutely, and I think the more the word gets out, the aftermath of the events, a lot of buzz was about the last 40 hours of 40K, and I'm sure this one will be no different, where the event's done and people are already excited and talking about, I wonder what's going to happen next year. I know yourself, you were also very active with like polling and finding out like what do people want to see for an army this year. And
correct. Yeah, we'll
awesome.
definitely be doing that again in October. First week of October, I'll start polling people again. Make sure you guys, if you want to keep track of what's going on with 40K and then Garviel Studio, like give us a follow on obviously Facebook and Instagram. That's the only way you can keep touch with this, because once the event is over, the posters are going down and it goes in the bin, right? Next year we'll have another poster and it's more promotion and whatnot. But if you keep track on 40 Hours 40K, this is where I've posted all the videos for the Army. So the Army is on full display now. So if you are curious to see what we've done with the Imperial Guard Army, like I have it here. I believe it's fantastic. Like last year's Orc Army was great. I think this year, I don't know, it's because I'm ex-Army and they're really like Army dudes. I really like the Army this year. It turned out really, really well. Everybody, for the most part, followed the painting guide pretty well, and it turned out fantastic. And obviously, like, there's always the onesies and twosies that goes above and beyond, and those that did that, my God, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful army. It's going to be on display at the event, so you have an idea of what it is that you're bidding on, quote unquote, and all the other prizes as well. We'll have like front and center, like what is it that is on display really for potential. So if somebody gives like, somebody gives $100 at $5 a ticket, that's 20 tickets. That's 20 chance to win like brushes, paint sets, like actual combat patrol boxes and stuff like that. Gift cards, like Red Claw gave us like a bunch of $50 gift cards for Red Claw with their new like token system. They're like coins, actual physical coins, which is kind of neat. And yeah, tons of stuff. Like a couple guys like Rare Mist Studio out of Nova Scotia donated like 2 of the like Warhammer Plus model. So we have like the 2 of the, like, if you're not a Warhammer Plus subscriber, like you can't really buy those models. So that's a neat opportunity for you to win that thing for only $5. I mean, it's, and realistically, if there's only 40 people all bidding, all paying their just bare minimum, there's a lot of chances for you to win multiple times if you put like $100. Like I know last year the guys that put $300 won like 3 or 4 times because there's not a lot of people putting their name in the hat. So if you have like, if you've been saving your borrow money and stuff like that, this is the time.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna get great return on your
$5
investment. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm super stoked about all the things that we've been doing. Obviously, a social media presence is like, this is like I'm still amazed that people come to me and like, oh, I didn't know about this. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Like, are you following us on social media? Like, are you following TAPS? Are you following like Trident Wargaming? Like, you got to follow us in order to be on top of what's going on with the event and when and what and the who, all that good stuff. So that's definitely like next week. That's all I'm doing. Social media. Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe the last big push.
Yeah, the last big push. Like, we really have to put everybody in front of this thing so that I don't like. And there's no like real cutoff. Like, there's people that can come in on Saturday and be like, oh, I didn't know there was a tournament this weekend. Can I join? It's like, probably. There's going to be room. Like, it's not like, oh, by Thursday midnight, if you're not registered, you can't be part of the event. I'm sure we'll be able to do like a table or 2 of drop-ins. Yeah. People that just want to come in and then we might be doing like, because it's a charity event. Like, if you just want to go come and hang out, like we might do a cover charge just so that, and it goes towards the charity, and it gives you an entry ticket to the event, kind of thing. That's something I'm debating, talking with Taps about, just so that we just all the excuses to raise money, really. And what's like, if you have to pay like $10 cover charge, but it gives you 2 tickets to the charity, and you can win some good stuff. That $10 entry fee is way better than anything you could have paid for cover charge. Obviously, that's not for the players, but for people that just want to come hang out, that could be maybe for next year. I don't know. That's just
absolutely.
my brain's going.
I know I've been approached by several people over the last few weeks about being a solar player. They're by themselves, just want to kind of jump in, but not really sure if they should. Absolutely sign up. You can reach 100%. Out to us on the Trident Wargaming podcast at gmail.com. That's all in the players pack as well. Reach out to us. We can get you put into a team, no problem. Like I said, there's 9 teams right now. Not every team is full. There are a couple guys who are like, hey, there's 2 of us. We're going to do like 5 rounds each. And I'm like, awesome.
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 It's amazing.
You go to town. Whatever you're in for, if you want to jump in, there are teams still looking for players. You can jump in. I think there's one team in particular right now. It's just like a band of misfits. They're all kind of solos jumping in together, and I think there's like 6 of them already. And I was like, oh wow, this is going to be great.
Right? Team of orphans.
Exactly. So there's nothing taboo. You can jump into any team. It's
of course we want to do the team thing because there's more ways to raise money. If there's 10 guys coming in at $50 a pop, well, that's $500. If there's 10 teams of that, it goes pretty quickly, right? And that's the only metrics that we have. We can give you guys all the swag and all the cool stuff that comes with an event like that, but like we still need bodies at the end of the day to make the event fun, and so that you don't end up playing against the same guy like 5 times. I mean, that's why we'd like to see people coming over from Calgary and Red Deer and then Stony and then like wherever around, like do a day trip. The thing is, the event is 40 hours, but it doesn't mean that you have to be there for 40 hours. Only the most hardcore of them all do the 40 hours. Last year, there was like a handful of them, maybe 10 of them did the actual 40 hours straight. That was like commendable.
Absolutely. Very
commendable. Like last year I was there for 50 hours total. Won't do that this year because it came at a great cost to my health. But yeah, you don't have to be there the whole weekend. You can say, you know what, I'm going to be playing with this team. I'm available Saturday afternoon for 2 rounds. All right, there you go. We'll find you a spot. You can drive up or drive down from anywhere. Just come do a day trip. Come to the city. Come hang out with us. We'll make sure you guys have a good time. And then now, especially with the Warhammer coming in, they'll do probably like maybe an impromptu like interview with like some of the guys that want to talk about the lore, even the lore about their army. They're all open about that. They're like, yeah, if someone has like a cool story, we can do like a follow-up interview after the event if they want to come up on the podcast and talk about their lore around their army. Like they're all open for it. They're super excited. So I think that's great that they're volunteering their time and come and sit down with us for like a night. I think they're coming on Friday night and they'll leave like in a wee hour of the morning, I think. So they'll be there for a couple hours with us, which is pretty cool. And I was on their podcast like last week, I think it was. And they've been pushing the events at the end of their podcast. They do like at the beginning, I forgot. They do like a 30, 40 minute, 30, 40 second kind of shout out. Like, hey, 40 hours, 40 days coming up. We're going to be there. It's going to be a big deal. Where's the money? Blah, blah, blah. So they've been a great help. So kudos to these guys. And they're back, like recording like every week now. They've had a bit of a hiatus when they sold their rights to Spotify, but now they're back at it. So I think it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Very nice. I know even ourselves at Trident, we've been on a little bit of a summer break, and we're kind of jumping back in and kicking off with 40 hours of 40K. I couldn't think of a better way to break back into the podcast scene. So
awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
What else can I tell?
Other than that, I think that's about it. Like we've covered everything we wanted to cover. We need more players. Obviously, we need more money just to cover some of the costs of bringing more stuff that is cool to the event, keepsakes and whatnot. And then obviously for the charity itself. So if you feel like you want to help out and donate, talk to your parents, talk to your friends, your nephew, your nieces, name it. If everybody I know give $5, that'd be stupid how busy this event would be. Just in terms of fundraising. So I know the economy is hard these days, but it's for a good cause. So I appreciate everybody that has donated so far. I think we're already at $1,000 out of the 12. I know like my in-laws gave me a check that I need to cash to donate some money there as well, and same with my wife, and obviously I'll pressure my family into donating. We should be good. And again, if you guys want to win more stuff, again, this last year was $10 buy-in that gave you 2 tickets. This year it's $50 buy-in, it gives you 2 tickets as well. So I mean, it's all for a good cause.
Absolutely. Well, much appreciated, JP, jumping on with us and getting to chat about 40 hours of 40K. We definitely hope to see all of you down there for the event. The time slots, everything, it's in the players pack. We'll have it all kind of attached here with our Facebook. You can jump on there and get access to everything. Definitely check out that charity army on the or the Instagram for 40 hours of 40K, because there's a lot of reels on there showcasing it, and the army looks phenomenal, so you cannot go wrong.
It does. Yeah, no, can't go wrong. It's going to be a good army to win for sure. Beautifully tied all up together, the bases and whatnot. It looks dope. Excellent. So super excited to see who's going to win this year. Once again, a friendly reminder, like whatever you win, if you're from out of town, you will be covering the shipping. We can't cover that. We're not big enough to do that. In the past, it's not been a problem, but just a friendly reminder, especially if it's an army. So if I have to ship this to Nova Scotia, like, it's not going to be cheap, but it's still going to be an army. So it's pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me, Bill.
Hey, you are very welcome.
I'll see you next weekend.
Absolutely. And just a big quick shout out to our patrons. Without your help, we couldn't do what we do. So again, much appreciated for all your support. We've got Frederick, Dustin, Chris, and Heavy Guns. So thank you so much for that. And we look forward to chatting with you next time.
Cheers.
Did you plug the Patreon? We need to plug the Patreon.